Christians are super unhappy at Kim right now for wearing the rosary in photos where she should probably be wearing more clothes. Kim K isn't always wearing weird outfits, that's more of a Bianca Censori thing, but I mean, her Halloween costume, and now Kim Kardashian upsets Christians by wearing this. Kim Kardashian has done it again, found herself at the center of yet another discussion. This time, the drama involves her mega successful Skims brand, a piece that's raising eyebrows, and a deeply sensitive religious symbol. Yes, we're talking about that viral Skims campaign featuring Kim in a set adorned with beads resembling a rosary. And as you can imagine, the internet is on fire. For those unfamiliar, the rosary is a sacred symbol in Catholicism. It's not just a collection of beads, it's used for prayer, meditation, and spiritual reflection. So when Kim appeared wearing something that bore a striking resemblance to a rosary, styled with what she was wearing, no less, many felt this crossed a serious line. Social media imploded almost instantly, with fans and critics calling the look everything from offensive to sacrilegious. One user commented, "As a Catholic, I find this deeply disrespectful. The rosary is not a fashion accessory." Another added, "This isn't fashion forward, it's offensive." These voices weren't isolated. Threads on platforms like Twitter and Reddit quickly gained traction, filled with users expressing anger and disappointment. The common sentiment was religious symbols should be treated with respect, not reduced to aesthetics for an ad. To be fair, this isn't the first time Kim has been accused of cultural or religious insensitivity. Remember when her shapewear brand initially launched under the name Kimono? That caused a global uproar, with critics accusing her of appropriating a deeply significant Japanese cultural garment. Back then, Kim responded quickly, rebranding the line to Skims and issuing a statement apologizing for the oversight. She said she wanted the brand to be inclusive and respectful for all cultures. For many, it seemed like a genuine moment of learning and growth. But fast forward to today, and this latest incident has people asking, did she really learn from the kimono discussion, or is this just another case of carelessness? Because let's face it, this isn't just a minor faux pas. For Catholics, the rosary is an object of profound spiritual significance. It's used to pray, to connect with faith, and to reflect on sacred mysteries. Reducing it to something Bianca would wear? That's a choice that's bound to ruffle feathers, and it has. Critics argue that this isn't just about Kim or Skims. It's part of a broader trend in the fashion industry. Time and time again, we've seen brands and designers use religious and cultural symbols as mere accessories, stripping them of their original context and meaning. From indigenous headdresses at music festivals to sacred Hindu imagery on yoga mats, there's a long history of cultural and religious appropriation in fashion. And while some defend this as artistic expression, others see it as a clear lack of respect, especially when the creator of the design isn't of what culture they're trying to represent. But let's dig a little deeper into why this keeps happening. For many brands, including Skims, the goal is to stand out, to push boundaries, and to spark conversation. Discussion sells. It draws eyes to the products, generates headlines, and ultimately drives sales, because more people talking about it has more eyes on it in general. And when it comes to a marketing genius like Kim Kardashian, some might wonder, was this an accidental misstep, or was it a calculated risk? After all, the Kardashian-Jenner family has built an empire by staying in the spotlight, good or bad. At the heart of this discussion is a larger question. Where do we draw the line between creativity and respect? On one hand, fashion is a form of art. It's meant to challenge norms, to blend influences, and to spark dialogue. But on the other hand, some boundaries are sacred, literally. For Catholics, the rosary isn't just a symbol, it's a deeply personal object of faith. Seeing it styled as part of this set doesn't feel like homage, it feels like exploitation. Adding to the complexity is the fact that religion and fashion have intersected before. Take Madonna's Like a Prayer era, where she famously wore rosaries as necklaces, or the 2018 Met Gala themed Heavenly Bodies, Fashion, and the Catholic Imagination, which featured Catholic-inspired couture. Those moments were celebrated by some and criticized by others, but they were presented in a way that felt more like an exploration of faith and art rather than pure commodification. Kim's Skims campaign, critics argue, doesn't carry that same intentionality. Social media has also played a huge role in amplifying this discussion. In the past, a questionable fashion choice might have sparked some backlash, but it wouldn't have reached the global scale we see today. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok give people a voice, and they're not afraid to use it. Hashtags like #RespectReligion and cultural appropriation quickly began trending, and videos dissecting the ad racked up thousands of views within hours. Interestingly, not everyone sees the Skims campaign as problematic. Some fans have defended Kim, arguing that the design isn't explicitly a rosary and that the resemblance is coincidental. They see the backlash as an overreaction, pointing out that fashion is subjective and and open to interpretation. But for many, the issue isn't whether the beads technically qualify as a rosary, it's about how they're perceived and the impact that perception has on those who hold the symbol sacred. As of now, neither Kim nor Skims has issued a statement addressing the discussion. This silence has only added fuel to the fire, with critics accusing the brand of ignoring valid concerns. For a company that markets itself as inclusive and empowering, this feels like a missed opportunity to show accountability. And let's be real, in today's world where consumers value transparency and social responsibility, staying quiet isn't a good look. I mean, it's barely an option anymore. Then there's the question of intent versus impact. Did Skims intentionally set out to offend Catholics? Probably not. But in 2024, we didn't mean to isn't a sufficient excuse. Brands need to anticipate how their designs will be received and take steps to avoid causing harm. With a company as large and successful as Skims, valued at over $4 billion, there's no shortage of resources to ensure thoughtful, culturally sensitive decisions. As one viral comment put it, with all the money and people working for her, someone should have said, maybe let's not. This discussion also touches on the responsibility that comes with influence. Kim Kardashian isn't just a reality TV star or a fashion icon. She's a cultural powerhouse. Her every move is scrutinized by millions, and her decisions set the tone for the industry. When she gets it right, she's celebrated as a trailblazer. But when she gets it wrong, the fallout is equally massive. And this time, the fallout is a reminder that influence comes with accountability. At its core, the Skims Rosary discussion isn't just about one set or one marketing campaign. It's about the ongoing tension between creativity and respect, between art and exploitation. And it's a reminder that in the age of social media, nothing goes unnoticed. Whether Kim and Skims choose to address the backlash or not, the conversation around cultural sensitivity in fashion is here to stay. Fashion has long been a canvas for creative expression, a platform where designers push boundaries and challenge societal norms. Yet when fashion intersects with religion, the line between creativity and exploitation becomes perilously thin. The use of religious symbols in fashion is a recurring phenomenon, often sparking intense debates about respect, intention, and artistic freedom. While some moments are celebrated as thoughtful explorations or spirituality, others are decreed as tone-deaf appropriations. The 2018 Met Gala that we discussed earlier showcased elaborate couture inspired by Catholic imagery, including papal robes, intricate crosses, and garments rich with symbolism. It was curated in collaboration with the Vatican, lending an air of legitimacy and reverence to the designs. For many, the event was seen as a celebration of the interplay between faith and fashion, a way to explore the aesthetic beauty of Catholicism while respecting its deep spiritual roots. In stark contrast, moments like Kim Kardashian's recent Skims campaign, featuring a set of clothes that some people think is far from religious, styled with what resembles a rosary, highlight the pitfalls of treating religious symbols as mere aesthetic choices. Critics argue that such representations strip these symbols of their sacred context, reducing them to objects of commodification. While the Met Gala felt like an homage, campaigns like Skims come across more as exploitation, where the sacred is used not for reflection but for profit. This distinction between homage and appropriation often hinges on the intent behind the representation. When designers engage with religious imagery, are they seeking to honor its significance, or are they leveraging its impact for shock value and attention? Context plays a crucial role as well. A couture collection presented in a museum or a curated event like the Met Gala invites discussion and interpretation. An advertisement for Skims lacks the same nuance, making it harder to justify the use of sacred symbols. I mean, why do they have to be there in the first place? The stakes are high when religion enters the conversation. For many, symbols like the rosary are more than mere objects. They are conduits for faith, prayer, and personal connection to the divine. Misusing them in fashion risks alienating communities who view such acts as deeply disrespectful. Beyond alienation, it also perpetuates a troubling trend in the industry, which is the prioritization of aesthetics over cultural and spiritual sensitivity. Yet, there are instances where fashion has successfully navigated this delicate territory. Designers like Jean-Paul Gaultier and Alexander McQueen have famously incorporated religious and cultural motifs, often sparking debates, but also earning praise for their thoughtful approach. What sets them apart is their ability to create dialogue, inviting audiences to explore the intersection of faith, culture, and art. Their work suggests that fashion can indeed engage with religious symbols respectfully if done with care and intentionality. What do you guys think of her fashion choices? Let me know in the comments, and I hope you have a great day. Peace out.